the 22nd Sustainable Development Conference, SDPI organized a session on Youth and Peace Building in the Digital Age. In his introductory remarks, Mr. Adnan Rafiq talked about the problems faced by the youth of Pakistan. He said that it is important to promote economic and political inclusion of the youth in the society to tackle the rising problems associated with disintegration and exclusion.
How youth has been engaged in violent behaviors, organized crime, even in terrorism and others, and what are the causes, what are the reasons, what are the underlying reasons in violent behavior. It's interesting to study that so that we can come up with a strategy about it.
Dr. Farhan Zahid said that Pakistan has been facing terrorism for the last 20 years. We have experienced 18,000 terrorist attacks from 2001 till recently, lost more than 60,000 people, and incurred $120,000 billion financial losses. He said it was observed that the terrorists were mostly very educated and urbanized people belonging to affluent families. If we are unable to earn benefits from this demographic dividend, then someone else may get this youth on their side and utilize them for their vested interests.
The dark side of demographic dividend, which is actually terrorism and extremism. So if you have this phenomena on the other side, your country is also experiencing terrorism and extremism, then it could be really a matter of serious concern.
Ms. Tuba Azim presented her research paper related to the topic, highlighting fears and threats being felt by local communities of Balochistan residing around the coastal line. She suggested that the government should revise its policy mandating companies set up on the coastal belt to abide by the environmental regulations and stimulating stewardship.
We can, in a very subtle way, raise issues of the coastal communities or also promote coastal tourism in the area. This way they could, some sort of way engage people in the coastal areas, and maybe it could affect in a very good way the mushrooming insurgencies.
Mr. Rehmat emphasized that making changes in the national policies could bring huge changes in the lives of indigenous communities. It would help them grow financially, eradicate poverty, hunger, illiteracy, frustration, mass migration, and violence. Mr. Ali Salim said the youth of Pakistan see no value in multilateralism and have been keeping themselves away from traditional civil society. This is a reason for the youth getting increasingly involved in the acts of violence and extremism. He emphasized the capacity building of young people to build leadership.
Please try and have a holistic approach when you deal with young people. The current existing security strategies have not worked, and they will not work because it requires a little bit larger scope of intervention. Learn how young people speak and try and engage with them in the language they speak.
Dr. Naeem Ahmed said that the state and civil society need to find ways and devise strategies to prevent the youth from extremist ideologies. He also stressed capacity building of the youth for future decision making. Failing to do, he said, may lead to the exploitation of vibrant youth by the militants and terrorist organizations.
Unfortunately, the Pakistani youth, which is dissatisfied and depressed as the current political setup does not allow them enough space and opportunities to work constructively and productively.